Welcome on in. It is such an exciting time to be a part of this company. What we are doing here in pre-launch, setting up the amount of leaders here in the US and Canada in North America, but we are not in something that is a startup. This feels like a startup because, it truly does. It feels like the energy of we're just getting started. And someone thought so highly of you that they either thought, man, they probably like to travel more, or they thought so much of you that, maybe you are somebody who you've always wanted to be first in a company where you get to be the person that gives the foundation, and they know that you're somebody who would be make a difference, or you're somebody that would is curious about how you could actually save money, make money, and travel more. And if that's you, we are so glad you are here to hear this conversation. I'm going to take a few moments of your time tonight just to have a chat about what does it look like to actually travel more, save more, and then make an additional income stream from helping us launch a brand new, it's new to North America, but it's not a new company. So welcome on in tonight. If you're just coming in, please put in the chat where you're coming in from. Chances are you are the very first person in your city, state, or province. I'm Jen Perga. I'm living here in Southern California. I'm one of the very first people to say yes here in Southern California, which is crazy to me. There was just two of us that said yes 8.5 weeks ago, and now we have gone from 2 in North America to almost 1,600, y'all, in just 8 weeks. So imagine what it's going to be like months from now. We have this vision of we're going to help 20,000 individuals live more, travel more. What if the question was every day you want to wake up, move your body a little more, and go somewhere fun? If that could be on your list and that was how you live the next part of your life, we cannot wait to help you do that. So welcome on in. Excited to hear if there was money was no option. Hi, Jamie. Great to see you. Christy, great to see you. Rochelle, great to see you guys. Where is a dream trip? Like, if you could go anywhere, money was not an issue, and there was a free trip for two for you in 2026, where would you go? Like, we want to know in the comments where you guys would love to go, because here's the thing. This is all about dreaming again. I love that you have Bora Bora. We got Fiji on the list. And I'm just going to show you how to make that a little more affordable and how to make that happen easier. So if you join today in this company, I want you to know you're in the right place at the right time with the right foundation. And the company is been around since 2013. So you're going to hear the company has been in business for 12 years, but the sole focus has been travel over the last 8 years. There is major momentum in Europe. Now, I and another seven-figure earner flew to Spain because we said if we were ever going to do this again, it had to have the things in place to actually be able to launch North America correctly, because you want to have infrastructure. You want to have that there is literally no competition because of what we have our hands on. And so I hope over the next little bit, you're going to hear that and give you just complete certainty in what you said yes to, because the company is already operating in 5 continents already. We are present in more than 150 countries and growing, which means the minute that you say yes and you decide to say yes to this opportunity, you now can do business around the clock in all different countries. Yet you are the very first less than 2,000 ambassadors here in North America. So what does that feel like to be able to know that the company is functioning with over 500,000 worldwide travelers already? We have what's called Travel Advantage. I'm going to show you in a minute, but these users that are already loving our platform, saving money, getting wholesale travel, there's 500,000 worldwide travelers that are our customers. They don't even know they're a part of a business opportunity. A lot of them, some people just know that they are saving money generously and having a blast, checking off places on their live list and having a great time. But Yoni's mission wasn't just to be the #1 in network marketing. His mission was to be the #1 in a travel company. And I'm telling you, you could chat GPT this and ask, what's the difference between MWR Life, Travel Advantage, and white label travel? And here's what it's going to tell you. amazing things. You're going to go, okay, I made the best decision, because when you realize that you have positioned yourself in a proprietary app, that he gets to make sure you get the best possible pricing and these incredible trips that are put on the platform at wholesale prices, you will know without certainty you are in the right place. So MWR Life stands for Making Wishes Real. I bet there's a wish you have for yourself, somebody you love, maybe a grandchild or a teenager or a little one that you're like, I wish I could do more of X. And if that is, just be thinking like, what is that wish that you know you could help make real for somebody? Or what if there's a professional, you guys, I've been in this space for 14 years, but I'm going to tell you something. This yes that I said yes to helping launch North America has completely changed our family's life over the last 8 weeks. So never be afraid to share this opportunity, because I'm telling you that every one of you guys on here tonight, your yes could literally change the trajectory of your family's future, because you said yes to helping us launch MWR Life with Travel Advantage. The mission here is to give families and people more options at wholesale travel, because now instead of the savings being passed on with marketing, you guys are getting the savings that is now wholesale instead of Expedia or booking.com. So how it works is most hotels, they sell rooms at public rates through wholesalers. But instead, and then you guys pay that price through at hotel.com, booking.com, Expedia. But instead, our platform, Travel Advantage, our users, instead, now that savings is passed on to you guys so that you get actual wholesale pricing and beat those prices when you go, or our users go on the app to look for hotels, for cruises, all different of those hotel lines as well. So they purchase directly from wholesalers at wholesaler rates. And you know why they get those is because you already have the power of 500,000 worldwide users on the app already, which makes it possible to continue to have relationships with Agoda, Expedia, hotels, and now you're going to get that savings passed on to you guys when you share this digital membership. We are not travel agents. So we love our travel agents that have also partnered with us, because sometimes when a travel agent books travel for people, they are waiting, they price out a Disney cruise for a family, and now oftentimes they have to wait for a year or when the family decides to actually go on the trip. Instead, they have now a digital option to offer membership to families that maybe are looking to go on a go on a Disney cruise, but maybe they also want to have, their kids are in sports, or they have, dance competitions, and now they get to, that family can have a digital membership where monthly they now get to have a travel savings account towards that Disney cruise, or towards a Mediterranean cruise, or a trip to Hawaii. And when they're doing that, now they get dollar for dollar loyalty points travel savings account. At that same time, that travel agent is now going to make another revenue stream, not just waiting for one day for somebody to book. So this is what this is like. When somebody becomes a member with us, it's digital. We know the trend is digital on, Netflix. How many of your families have Disney Plus or a Costco membership? Well, what's crazy is that our travel actually even beats the Costco travel prices, which is incredible because it's now wholesale and a membership that you pass on. And the hardest thing for people to decide is, do I want just $120 a month put away towards my life experience? Or do I want $240 put away every single month so that at the end of a year, I have a trip for two sitting there waiting? But at the same time, I get all these other perks of this digital membership as I use my membership as well. So that's what you're sharing, is a digital platform, and it offers people different types of savings. So we do have a $20 customer, but for the most part right now, we've been really talking to leaders, influential people that are in the place of, how can we get North America launched? We're in pre-launch. We don't officially launch this country, but yet everything's working because we're already present in 150 countries. But we're not officially launching till January 2026. So you're early. Anybody that hears about this now is early on in this. But if we have $20 customers, they get to save on hotels. And we're not just talking basic hotels. We're talking you have access to Marriott, Hilton, Ritz-Carlton. All of the hotel chains are available through here. So you're not going to ask us for the list that says like, okay, well, Jen, which hotel chains do you guys have access to? The greatest part is when anyone says that, I'm like, all of them. So it's a matter of you just finding which one that you're wanting to book through on here to save. We have all-inclusive resorts so that people, when they go through that as well, are able to book all-inclusive resorts. The activities portal, you guys, is incredible. So you're able to find local activities wherever you go. In Oahu, when I took our family there to kick off summer, I used our app. I wanted to put it to the test. I wanted to see, could I really save? Did it really make a difference? And completely it did. So we use the activities portion of this app to go on Oahu. We booked our parasailing through it. We booked jet skiing and we booked a helicopter tour just through this little activities portion of the app. And it saved us on every activity anywhere from $70 to $30, $70 on our activities. But in addition, we got travel credits for future savings when we went to book things. The other things you're going to save with just that $20 membership are about 2 to 5% on flights. We are not a flight savings plan. I say that because people come on and they're like, I want to save. Here's the thing, what you do save though, is that you do save anywhere from 2 to 5%. There's not a lot of margins in flights, but you will save. When you book your flights through our portal, you now get additional travel credits for future flights as well. So I found our Hawaii tickets, I couldn't find them for less than $750 to $950 on Hilton or on the Hawaiian Airlines and Delta. But when I went through ours, I found it for $427 a ticket. And then I went in and I put my Delta mileage in there, or my Hawaiian Airline mileage in there to give us additional points on that as well. So just so you guys know, that's how that works. Okay, you can also have car rentals. We have cruises, all the cruise lines. So there's no stopping on, like, people will say, well, do you guys actually have good cruise lines or you just have the basic ones? We have all the cruise lines you have access to through our portal as well. And then once you become an elite member, elite turbo member, you get access to our life experiences. You don't get access to that unless you're on the elite or elite turbo. And what's incredible with our life experiences is you guys are launching North America. What does that mean? When you look at the life experiences, you're going to see that most of them were started over in Europe. So you're going to see wholesale prices anywhere from about $350 to about $850 on the life experiences. But now with the power of North America, 8 weeks ago, our leaders sat at the table with the CEO and said, we want trips like the Mediterranean. We want to go to Punta Cana. We want to go to Hawaii. And within 8 weeks, there's already a trip for Hawaii put on the platform. And the first of every month, the first Tuesday, new trips are rolled out every first Tuesday of the month. 5 to 7 new trips are rolled out. So you can bet that Canada and North America and the US are going to be represented on all of those experiences. But you guys are the drivers of where we're going to be headed. And I just want you to have certainty with how many legal agreements and partners we already have the backing of with this company. So you can be rest assured you are in the right hands, as well as customer support. If you've ever been in a company where you were customer support and you're like, well, that's always fun. Here's what's happening here. We have 24/7 customer support in 10 languages already. So you aren't having to be them. We also have the presentation done in 10 languages already as well, so that you don't have to learn different languages to be able to present. We have that done for you at mwrlife.online. All the presentations are right there for you. But here's what we love, is that we love that on our platform, people I saw in here for your dream trips to Bora Bora, Fiji, Maldives, and normally it feels very far off. Like you might not ever get to go there. However, on this platform, it's helping people dream again. And we're having people get to go to Bali for $395, to Greece for $395. Why? Because on other platforms, it's $596 to go to the Maldives. But here with Travel Advantage, it's only $298. So it saves you literally we had a gal price it out for, instead of $21,000 for 6 days, it was $9,000 on our platform. You have places like Miami at 40% off, Rome 55% off. So you just have incredible savings with our plan. And then here's an integration that I think y'all know AI is coming. whether we like it or not, AI integration, this is not just ChatGPT. This is because we know if you were going to Rome, you could put into ChatGPT, plan me 7 days in Rome. Where would you like? What's incredible is that Yoni is very forward thinking in AI. Phase one of this AI rollout is that you're going to be able to put in, okay, I'd like to go to Dubai. Here's the dates I want to go. I'm going with my family or am I going with my friends? Okay, friends. Next, what's my budget? Medium, small, or large? Extra, if people want to do more luxury trip, somebody wants to do a moderate budget. If somebody says, I'm not in the room a lot, it's okay if it's 2 stars, then it auto populates for you with AI where your whole trip is planned. You guys, this is accessible to everyone immediately. So now when I planned our Oahu trip, I have 2 teenagers who slightly argue about where we're headed on the trip. I planned our trip with AI and it populated where we could go. It also gave me the best reviews on the parasailing, the best reviews on the helicopter, and the best reviews on when we want to do jet ski. And so I then went directly from that AI portion and booked the tickets from there. So I earned travel credits from those activities that were already booked with AI. Now that's phase one of what's happening here with our app. What's phase two is that you're going to be able to say you're like, I don't really want to go on a ATV. And I maybe don't like that parasailer, but I found a different one. You're going to be able to swap those out and then put add to cart. So imagine in just a few moments, you could like swap things out in 15 minutes. You could literally have your trip planned to Disney or to, wherever you're thinking of going, and it gives you the best recommendations. The round 3 of AI integration is when you show up in your location, Yoni has this part that's coming in the app that's going to say, welcome, Carlos, to Oahu. Here's the best recommendations based on what you like and where you're headed. And that, I think, is incredible. So there's 3 phases of AI that's getting rolled out. He's on the forefront of innovation in what we're doing here as well. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of how that works. I'm going to get into some of the life experiences because this is my favorite and what we are best in the world at. So Yoni, when we asked him, we said, okay, what sets us apart from white label travel? What is the difference? And how can we say we are #1 in the world? And he's like, because I have all of the relationships with the booking engine. The booking engine is just part of the benefit of your membership. The other portion is he has the relationship with wholesalers, with hotels, all-inclusives, exclusive pricing on different life experiences. So when our members show up in somewhere like Morocco, October 31st through 4th, you get to go to a 5-star resort. It's all inclusive. It includes your transfers to and from the airport. And now you take those loyalty points, which are those dollar for dollar loyalty points. So your money, when you decide to become a member with us, it instantly gets loaded. You could choose tonight to book one of these trips and just apply your loyalty points, and you could do that. So what happens is now your loyalty points get applied. This trip to Morocco for 5 days is $299 a person. So now it makes it so trips like this to Morocco or Egypt, you're starting to think like, I never thought I wanted to go there, but maybe if it's only $300, I would actually decide I wanted to go. There's another trip that a lot of members from here are like, now they're dreaming of, what if I really could afford to go to Dubai? For $690, we have, there's a room for 500 individuals to go on this trip to Dubai. What's included is a 4-star luxury hotel downtown, a full day to Abu Dhabi, a private VIP party at the O Beach Club Resort, food and drink, and this massive yacht that is the largest yacht in all of Dubai. That's included on there. But here's what I know about North America. I know that you guys are like, well, wait a second. I don't know if I can go to all these locations. I don't know yet that I'm ready to go to Dubai, but I really truly could go somewhere. Hold on a second. I've got to move you guys. I could go on somewhere like Rome. Rome sounds doable. I could go somewhere like Hawaii. If I were to know that next spring break, For 5 days, 4 nights, it says $6.99 a person, but here's what you get to do. You get to apply these 350 loyalty points towards that experience. So imagine $359 a person to go to Hawaii for 5 days, 4 nights, and you now have an experience that I just spent $6,000 on. Instead, you get for $359, and it's like, and then you add flights, and now because you have the notice of when you're going, you can now price out and plan that in advance. What is incredible about these life experiences is at the end of the year, when you take your membership, you get to apply all of those loyalty points if you saved it up. Now, if you're somebody who's like an empty nester and you're like, I'm going to go on one every other month, girl, I'm going to use my 240 loyalty months points every other month, go every other month. You don't have to wait. But we have a lot of parents that have younger kids that say, I got to stay home for dance competitions. I'm going to use that booking engine. I'm going to save money when I go to soccer tournaments, baseball tournaments, all of that. That will be what I do. But I know that I want to go to Cancun for a trip for 8 days, 7 nights at the end of that next year. Now you can actually take all of those 2,800 loyalty points, because with Turbo, your membership's doubled. Dollar for dollar, is doubled. Now you get to take this trip that would have cost you 2,400. Instead, now it's going to be, because your savings account's ready for you to apply it. That is a benefit of your membership. Now you get to show up. Now you could have a couple memberships in your household where maybe you and your significant other, both of you decide to refer 3 people. If you do that, now you're collecting 240 loyalty points month after month that you now have, that are coming after month 1. You have 3 people you refer. Those are being deposited for free, basically, to cover your membership, but it's still banking extra dollars towards your travel credits. And that way, then you get to travel on a trip for 2. So I hope that makes sense a little bit on the trip and what we're doing here. So let's go down to, woo, okay. Let's go down, and I want to share with you guys how people are actually making an income with us, so that if you decide with us to get started, here's what it looks like to be an ambassador and how you actually get paid. Yoni is the owner, and we talk about him a lot, but I want to share with you his background on who the gentleman is. Yoni Asheroff, he lives currently in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And we have 4 offices around the globe already. This is a gentleman who, this company is debt-free. He is the sole owner, but his background came from, his parents are immigrants to this country. He has an insane work ethic. He works in the field with us. I mean, the gentleman will work with us late into the night as we are launching North America. But what I loved is that his parents were in Amway. He watched his dad never have success and never get to earn the trip. He just kept talking about one day, someday, we'll get to go on the trip. And that stuck with me, because he said the reason why this trip, he makes it so affordable for families and pays 85% commission, you guys, that it's because he wants this to be the #1 company in travel, not just in network marketing, but he's incredibly generous. And in his words, he's like, well, it's just smart to pay people well. You retain people better, you have people stay longer, and now you get to do that. So here's what happens with your ambassador. When somebody becomes an ambassador, it's $99, and then they choose Elite if they just want a monthly membership. If they want Elite Turbo, now they actually have their monthly membership doubled every month. Well, Yoni just believes in paying people the most, and so he takes 15% of it, but the rest he pays you guys. He pays the field. And I think it's incredibly generous. So let's talk about the different levels of membership. We have a lot of influencers getting started with us that you guys know post travel videos on TikTok. They are, we have a gal who, she has 1 million followers on YouTube. So one way that she is monetizing this for her followers is she does historical tours, historical information. She has a course on different parts of history. So she decided that probably 10% of her followers would actually just do the $20 membership. And when she talked about local activities, they would use the savings to maybe do the booking engine and use it for that way. If she just had 10%, like a small percentage of her following, decide to be $20 members and just save a little bit, she would make an additional $200,000 just by bringing on $20 customers. And then month 2, it goes into residuals, which is now going to pay you based on how many customers you have, anywhere from 10% to 25%. In this example of like a major influencer, that's an additional $50,000 a month on residuals, because they are just, you get 100% commission on this $20 membership the first month. So imagine people coming from product companies who maybe make 2 to 5%. Here they literally make 100% their first time they share the $20 membership. But if they reoccur, now that goes into their customer pool. Now that same influencer, she had individuals where she knew if she took them to Rome or took them to Cairo, Egypt on our life experiences, they should be elite or elite turbo members. Now they're creating a dollar for dollar travel savings account. They get to book out their trip to Cairo, Egypt and pledge to go on that trip. They're waiting. She gets the retention of that monthly reoccurring revenue. And then now she's making $80 on the Elite Turbo. When she shares Elite Turbo with just 2 people, that gives her $160 instantly. This is daily pay. And then we also have residual pay. So I'm going to tell you the 8 ways we get paid. With the Fast Start bonuses, when you bring in 2 people in your first 14 days, you get an additional $150. You can actually do this as fast as 7 days. Now, not only are you getting the $180, by getting 2 Elite Turbos, you're now getting an additional $150. So that's $310 for bringing in 2 people, you guys. If they bring in 1, now your membership is auto financed and is covered, and you now are in the, now everything you do after that, you're getting your loyalty points covered, and now you're getting in cash flow. So this can though really add up. If you do 2 people for the first 21 days, now you're basically making back $1,250 with your Fast Start as well as those other enrollment bonuses. And then it goes into monthly residuals. And our volume does not flush. So if any of you guys have been in companies where at the end of the month, it's like the push for product and getting people ranked up, why you're seeing so many people rank up every single day right now is because our volume doesn't flush, and memberships are going through every day. They go through on the 30th, and people are booking trips for when they want to go. So here's what's incredible. I don't know if you've ever seen a company where with just 12 people in your team, 12 people total, not that you have to enroll, but you bring in 3 that covers your membership, and now your membership's auto financed. After that, they help theirs go get their membership auto financed. You get to be rank of gold. With 12 people in your team, we're seeing people make $2,000 and $3,000 already because of just the bonuses I just mentioned, as well as the next ones. At Platinum, that's 30 total people in your team, not just you, but you helping them. And now with that, we're seeing people making anywhere from $3,000, $5,000, $6,000 with 30 people in their team, you guys. And then Titanium is now, you get to unlock what's called dual team. So the first part of the compensation plan is all unilevel. It's all what you bring in your own enrollment. So if Jamie brings in 5 individuals into the team, now Jamie has, Mary and Sarah and Victoria and all of these people. Now what happens is she's going to get paid all of these enrollment bonuses, the ones I first mentioned, Fast Start and enrollment. Then she also gets $20, $40, $60 as they bring in other people. So it incentivizes you to help people go get their membership covered. And now you're getting little bonuses. I mentioned to you guys that the owner only takes 15% plus the ambassador. The rest goes to you guys. And this is where it's getting paid to you upline in the monthly membership in the $20, $40, $60 that's getting paid because of the Elite Turbo membership. I understand that Turbo only pays you an extra $40 as the enroller, but your customer, your ambassador, now literally gets free cash after month 2 if they never enrolled another person, because that doubles their loyalty points coming month after month. I've never seen anything like it. It's like they're giving away you to get to travel and have a savings account. The hardest part is where you want to go. And then this boost bonus is really making a big difference for teams coming over that are like, I really want to change. I want to make a significant income. How can I do that? Well, imagine what I just told you, you got paid, but you also bring in 6 new elite members or elite turbo members in a week with your team. Now you're going to get an additional $600 that you can get multiple times in 1 week. And you can do it every single week, even if you hit higher ranks. You can still get this gold boost bonus, as well as the platinum one. When I told you 30 people in your team total, and you can get, $1,200 a week, and you can do this multiple times. So imagine your heart is like to help more people save money, make money, and now you're helping them get their membership free, and now you're getting an additional $1,200 a week. This can be $6,000 a month at Platinum, which is just 30 people in your team. And I say that, you guys, I go over and over this point because it blows me away. When Heather and I saw this, we were sitting in Spain, and we have built organizations with hundreds of thousands of individuals. And I'm telling you, I've never seen a compensation plan this generous. If you can help 1,250 people on one side, 1,250 people to 2,500 people total, you're making a literally like residual check of 22,500. So 22,500. But at Diamond, you're making $50,000 to $60,000 a month. This is just the dual team portion. So you're not, when people say left team, right team, you're not penalized if you pick people on your left team or your right team. You're still paid all those enrollment bonuses. But what's cool about this comp plan is now you're working in synergy with the person that enrolled you. So they're placing underneath you and you're placing underneath your people. It is the most incredible compensation plan because people are hitting this rank of titanium, which is now a car bonus. You now get either $250 cash just deposited, or you can take $500. You can take $500 towards an Audi, BMW, or Mercedes, depending on what you choose to do. But I want to go back to this part because when I, as a leader, looked at this portion right here and was like, oh, at Emerald, you only make like $4,500. But that is just one thing, and it's like guaranteed residual pay. So if you walked away, you got sick, you had to will your business to your family, to your children, whatever, they would always be making $4,500 if they were at that rank of Emerald in the organization. That's just 500 people total in the team, and you're guaranteed 5,000 is basically 4,500. But at Emerald, most people are making around $20,000 a month because they are using all those other bonuses on top of it. So I go to tell you that because a lot of you guys have been at these ranks where you've already had 1,200 people on a team, you've had 5,000. We are launching all of North America, which means if only 1,600 people are here and said yes, and you split that in half between Canada and the US, then that means you're first. So how many people do you know that would want to travel and save money? And even if you just did this an hour a week or 2 hours a week, or you got a position locked in and somebody was building underneath you, and a year from now you keep sharing with people, you could probably get an organization of 100 people and have an additional $3,000, $5,000 in your household because you said yes and you committed to sharing what we are doing here. So I can keep going on that, but I know that, I'm going to let you guys have questions if you do. Here's the things though. You can earn trips at almost every rank at Platinum. We do a $300 trip voucher because we know our product is life experiences and traveling. So now you can actually go on trips with us and get a voucher to pick which one of those life experiences. And then at Jade, now you get to go to Portugal for a trip for 2, Ruby, a Miami experience to meet our CEO, 4 nights at a 5-star hotel. Plus he gives you 2,000 spending cash, and then there's cash bonuses. So I know it sounds excessive and stuff, but I want you to understand this is just an incredible opportunity where you get to be first in an opportunity of a lifetime. So the hardest question for you guys will be deciding where are you going to travel to and how are you going to save money? Where do you want to go? And who do you want positioned with you? Because I can tell you this much. When I got the phone call from Heather at 11:11 and it came through to my voicemail, I was not ready to do this space again. In fact, I was done with this type of marketing. I had done it for 14 years. I said no more, never again, never doing it ever. And then I saw the hearts and the mission of the culture. This is a global culture. This is very, very diverse, every background, every religion. And I was like, if we can literally help North America families, and we both got this vision in Spain of filling the American Airlines Arena with 22,000 families that, like, instead of waiting to go somewhere, they decided now was the time, the line in the sand, that 2025, they're like, no, I'm not going to keep waiting. I'm going to actually go book the trip and have that be the product. And at the same time, I'm going to get paid to go and help other people do that and write off my trips now, because that's my business model. My business model is I get to write off and have the tax savings of traveling and my membership and my business and anything associated with that. And so I could not unsee what we had the chance to do. And then when the owners, we sat down with them and said, here's how we have to roll out North America. We need like an actual plan. And they were like, we're ready. We're ready for North America. We're not just going to say we're ready. We are ready for the infrastructure. We have the plan in place we're going to go to Cancun as a leadership mastermind trip here in August. From there, we're going to go to Las Vegas in September, the weekend of the 20th. So those of you guys who are like, I want to be part of the pre-launch team, get your, save the date ready. We're all going to get together, have a life experience, and really truly have the vision celebration of all of you who've already got your membership covered. And then from there, there's a couple life experience trips. We're going to then, again, in January, have a full launch event for all of North America, that anyone that said yes to be launching with us, leaders from Europe are going to be flying over. Our owner and, our VP, who's a top earner in the company, they're flying over. This is well-oiled machine. That event I went to in Spain, we had, leaders coming down from the sky. Like, it was incredible, world class. This is not an event where leaders were in the back disgruntled. It was all in. I can't wait to help make wishes real for people in Russia and Italy and UK and, and all these. And there was just two of us with headphones on from the United States of America that were like, what are they saying? It was interpretation. We had to wait for the joke to hit us before we were like laughing afterwards, because we were the ones that were the first to launch North America. And I'm just telling you guys, your yes not only will change your life, because now you're going to actually get to go places that you've been dreaming of going, and you'll have an excuse to do it because it's your business, but it will change thousands of lives that say, yes, I say yes to Janelle. I say yes to Jamie. I say yes to Coral. I say yes to Joelle. I say, I say yes. And so what that means though, is that together we're going to create a community of diverse individuals, that it's not a cookie cutter, one type of person. This is, let's show the world that they can actually live again, that they can actually save money on their bookings, be booking.com when they go to book, and at the same time, you guys get paid. And so now you get to have a little pocket over here of income that you get to have, and it could be massively large. A lot of you guys, I'm looking at millionaires on this line right now, people that say, yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to launch it, and I'm going to be the next person that changes our family legacy. And if you're not motivated by that, you're not motivated by extra money, that's okay. You may be motivated by helping people be free, debt free. Maybe you want people in your life to be debt free and be in retirement and have an extra retirement. Whatever it is for you, let's put that into, write it down tonight. Because I can tell you, I have a picture of the American Airlines Arena right across from my desk, and I look at it every day and I'm like, there's going to be 20,000 families in there that are freer from debt. They're getting to make life experiences. They're now in their bathing suit, living their best life. I love that Paul earlier today, he's like, I'm getting healthier because we're going on all these trips. And he's, looking at his best life and, all the things. And imagine now knowing that you said that. So now people are feeling their best because they get places to look forward to. Instead of being worried and anxious about what's next, it's like, well, why not me? Why not you guys? So I just want to say thanks for being on tonight. What an incredible opportunity. We all have to launch North America together. Get your questions answered. Get back in position with whoever asked you to be on tonight, and let them know, yes, I want to help you. Let's do this together and have a blast doing it. All right, you guys, thanks so much for being on. We'll see you in the team. All right. And if you want to stay on and ask questions, you're welcome to. All right. Have a good night.